All right. All right. Believe we are live. Yo, what's good, everyone? Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. We're live. I'm just getting this stream going. Yo, what's up, Christian? He said, time to watch Crawford out, box out, punch, and rip out Porter's soul. Well, damn. But look, man, sorry guys, I was a little bit silent there because I was making sure that I had all my streams going and my mic is up and good. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me good. And currently, right now, we got the undercards going on. I have no idea who this guy is. I know who Nadam is, but I don't know who he's fighting. Uh, Looks like Nadam just suffered a knockdown. So that's where I'm at. As always, anytime I go live and give live commentary, I might be a little bit ahead of you or a little bit behind you, depending on the latency on YouTube. But I am at round 4 of Nadam and this guy from Kazakhstan. I don't know who he is. And I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce his last name. Let me know in the chat if you guys are watching it live or you guys are just tuning in for the commentary. Let me know. Like I said, I'm on round 4 of Nadam and this guy that he's fighting from, I believe, Kazakhstan. And I just started tuning in, and it looks like this guy from Kazakhstan is winning the fight. I know that Nadam just suffered a knockdown in the 3rd round. I'm not quite sure how many fights. I think it's this fight and then maybe the co-main event and then the main event. So that's where it's all. This guy from Kazakhstan is really piecing Nadam up. Put a lot of pressure on him. Throwing big shots. Y'all stopping in. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in, as always. I appreciate you. This guy from Kazakhstan is really starting to put some big shots together. Nadam's he fighting back though. Nadam's been in there with a lot of good fighters. Nadam's been around, man. So he's got the experience. The 10-round fight. We got Mr. Kenny Bayless in there. Don't mess it up, Kenny. Let me know if you guys are in the chat. If you guys can hear me, okay. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you can. I know you guys are probably watching or perhaps listening to other channels at the same time. Usually, when I see Nadam fight, he's usually more on the back foot boxing. But it's Nadam stumbling again. Indom. I see say Nadam. Sorry, Indom. I apologize. Indom from Canada, I think. All right. Freddie Ruger in the building. What's good, bro? Condo Loco Sports. What's up, man? You're not going live during the fight, bro? I thought you'd be going live for sure. If you guys are just joining, I had just finished watching Indom and this guy that he's fighting from Pakistan, who I don't really know much about. Just finished round 4, I believe. Indom's he's taking some big shots. It looks like Kenny Bayless is coming over to the corner to make sure that he's even going to come out of the corner. He's been I think he was knocked down in the 3rd, and he's been taking some big shots. Looks like they're going to go out for another round. I believe it's this fight and then the co-main event and then the main event, I believe. This guy from Pakistan, man, he looks pretty good, man. He's pretty well-rounded, well-balanced. These guys from Pakistan, these Eastern European countries, they're tough. Liron Datcher, what's good, bro? Usually, I was saying earlier that usually Nadam like boxes much better than this, but it feels like he's giving into this guy's style and making it too easy for him. Let's see if Indom can use his experience to get up out of this tough situation. See if this guy from Pakistan gets worn down. He doesn't look like he is, though. Dwayne Price, what's good, bro? Thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate you. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Ooh, he just took a big left hand. God damn, Nadam's head snap back. He hit him so hard he looked at the referee. God damn. Wow. That was a big shot. Nadam better do something, man. Either the ref is going to stop it or the corner's going to stop it for sure. He's got a lot of heart, but just taking way too many big shots. Stormy B, man, in the building. What's good? Dave, thanks for dropping by, man. I haven't seen you in a hot minute, man. Good to see you. Christian, I appreciate that, bro. We try to bring that quality content every single time. You know what I mean? If you guys don't know, we got the undercards going on right now. We got this guy, we got Nadam going up against this guy from Pakistan, who I don't know much about, and he's just beating up Nadam belly. I think the corner's going to take a real close look. Uber 5, what's good, bro? Thanks for dropping by tonight, man. I'm watching the undercards right now. I may be a little bit behind you, a little bit ahead of you guys, depending on the latency on YouTube. I know that some of you might even be at work, so you're not able to watch it live. So you're depending on my commentary, which I appreciate you guys choosing Divine Sense Boxing for your commentary, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. You guys know the drill. Stormy, I believe they're 160. I believe it's 160. Nadam has typically always been a middleweight. I don't know anything about this guy from Pakistan, but he's been in there with a lot of good fighters in the middleweight division. He's been around, but he's getting punished right now. You know it's bad when you throw a big punch and you snap the guy's head back really badly, and you look at the referee to stop it. I'm in round 6 of this fight. Damn. And if this fight goes the distance, I'll be surprised. This guy, he's counter punching Nadam very, very well. Like every time Nadam starts to look a little bit okay and getting the jab in there, it's that southpaw. Uh, he's having big trouble dealing with this southpaw stance. Nadam is. Well, they're both southpaws. No, sorry, Nadam's orthodox. I apologize. But yeah, he's having trouble dealing with this guy's right hook and countering with that big southpaw left hand. Oh, god damn, he's getting hit. He's getting hit with jabs. He's getting hit with everything. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have the power at all, Christian. Christian NWO, that is. We got 2 Christians in the building today. Yeah, he doesn't have the power. Only thing that's keeping him in there right now is his experience, because like I said, he's been in there with a lot of great fighters. But yeah, he's just getting walked down and getting beat up right now. Closing minute of the 6th round for me of this fight. The crowd in this fight is just like dead silent. Which is actually kind of weird because I mean, it's kind of a fan favorite fight in the sense that one oh, nice right hand by Nadam there. Finally got one in. I think this guy from Kazakhstan is starting to get a little bit tired. He's taking his foot off the gas a little bit. Indom's getting some work in a bit. Ah, damn. Ooh. 2 big left hands that Indom just ate. He's really struggling with this southpaw stance, man. That left hand's just eating him alive. Ooh, another big left hand. All right, that's the end. That's the end of the 6th round for me. If you guys are just tuning in, I appreciate you, man. Make sure you hit that like button. You guys know the drill. Commentating live. I will be scoring the main event live as well, like I always do. I'm not scoring the undercards, just kind of watching as a fan. But again, I appreciate you guys choosing Divine Sense Boxing as your commentary tonight. And I believe we have this fight, and then I believe the co-main event, and then the main event. Yeah, I don't like this damage that Nadam is taking right now. I agree. Not fun to see. But like I said, the only reason why he's still in here is because he's a veteran, right? So they're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Andrade, man. That guy, the guy he fought, Jason Quigley or whatever the hell his name is, man, he beat his ass. Andre's a problem at 160. He's always been a problem. Real talk. Too bad that him and Canelo never fought. I would have loved to see that fight. I was noticing something from Andre's style too, by the way. If you guys are just joining in, I appreciate you hit that like button. But one thing I've noticed from Andre is he's got a deceptive style. Nothing really flashy. He looks like he's hittable, but somehow he is not that easy to hit, and he just lands bombs. They're a very deceptive style, kind of like Earl Spence a little bit, but at 160. They're showing Crawford in the back there getting his hands wrapped up. When they get their hands wrapped up, I start getting excited, man. That means it's almost here. Round 7 of this undercard fight. Ndam against this guy from Pakistan. I keep saying that because I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce this dude's last name, man. But this guy from Pakistan is a southpaw, very well balanced, and for the most part, he's been beating up Ndam for the most of the fight. My man Christian Karazana says Andre is a pure boxer with power. Andre is deceptive because he fights off the center line. Yeah, that's a good point. Very deceptive. He doesn't, like I said, he doesn't feint a lot. He doesn't feint a lot. He kind of got that creeping style. You know what I mean? And yeah, he's accurate with his punches. He doesn't waste punches. Indob's still fighting. He's the veteran. You expect him to give it his all. A guy who has been in big fights, but pretty much always came up short. He just doesn't have the power, man, to deter this dude, man, at all. He's putting in work, but this guy is not phased. This guy from Pakistan, he is not phased at all. They're checking the tape on his glove. Little sneaky break there for Indom, getting his glove taped up. Nice little break there for Indom, man. Needed that shit. End of the 7th round here. If you guys are just jumping in, I appreciate you, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I appreciate you, and thanks for joining the conversation tonight. Uberfly, yeah, man. Thanks for correcting me. Yeah, Kazakhstan. I appreciate that. Yeah, Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan, Eastern European. Yeah, Kazakhstan. That's what I'm calling him, man. The dude from Kazakhstan. Because those dudes' names, man, I, I failed miserably trying to pronounce them. All right, going into round 8 of this fight. I'm surprised it's went this long, to be honest with you. The corner and Kenny Bayless, man, they're giving Indom the benefit of the doubt being a veteran. That's for damn sure. Because he's losing this fight by a landslide. Yeah, Uberfly, exactly. Exactly. Those Eastern European countries over there near Russia. Uh, he just can't get out of that left hand, man. Indom cannot figure out that southpaw stance, bro. It's a bit demoralizing. He keeps getting hit with that jab too. And every time Indom tries to roll out, the dude just popping the jab in his face. Ah, man. Sometimes you just hate to see it. Freddie, I believe so. I believe he was from Kazakhstan. No, it's a fictional character, but yeah, he said he was from Kazakhstan. Uh, so if you guys are watching the ESPN Plus, they've got Timothy Bradley on there, and I think I heard Andre Ward too. Oh god, damn the left, man, his head is getting snapped back. Oh my god, it's hard. It's tough to watch, bro. It's so tough to watch when you see a fighter's head get snapped back like that constantly. Damn. Yeah, Christian. Yeah, you were saying earlier about Caleb losing because he had no power to cut off the pressure. That's true, especially in the later stages of the fight. But he wasn't getting his head snapped back like this. I mean, Indom is just getting straight pieced up, and they called it finally. That's a good stoppage, man. That's a good stoppage. This dude, he kind of looks a little Asian as well, and sometimes you get that over there in those Eastern European countries, like Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and that region. Even though they're considered Eastern European, they've got a lot. They got some Asian blood in them. Somebody was saying that Triple G as well has some Asian blood. I forgot who said that. Isaiah B in the building was good, bro. Thanks for dropping by, man. Yeah, I'm glad they called it too. That's too much, man. I appreciate Indom's heart, you know, and it's like Kenny called it. Yeah, Kenny doesn't typically call fights. He's not really a guy that really calls fights that much, but at least to my recent memory. My man says those Russian Asian mixes are tough as frozen ice. That's funny. Yeah. Frozen ice. Yeah, they're tough, man. They're tough for real. They all come from that cut from that same cloth, man. These Triple G's, Lemonchenkos, those guys, man. Janabek Al Almkavuli, man. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. But yeah, he outworked Indom, man. It's hard to see Indom go out like that. But he's kind of like that guy, he came up decently in the ranks, got some big fights, got some title shots, and always came up short. So this fight for him was probably a fight where if he loses, he'll probably never be in a big fight again. So that kind of explains why, he wasn't willing to quit. So I believe the co-main event is coming up next. If you guys are dropping in, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Every like counts, every like matters. It lets the people know that we're here live commentating on the fight. I will be scoring the fight as well. Good world. Hey, Devon. Crawford will win in a round 11 by TKO. Okay. Also, should boxing exhibitions start including WWE themes and fixtures like tag team matches? Well, first off, thanks for dropping in your prediction. Let's see if you're right. Stick around and let's see if you get your prediction right. As far as WWE themes, I don't really watch WWE. I can't really commentate on it and how it works and why it would work or be interesting for boxing. Uh, I would say that I prefer the traditional, like professional fighters fighting one on one. Yeah, that's my stance. The exhibition stuff, I usually watch the replay of it for entertainment value, but I don't really take it serious. Like this Tommy Fury Jake Paul thing, it's just it's pretty much a joke in my opinion. I know some people don't agree, but I mean you're coming to a channel where I'm a diehard boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Timothy Bradley just said Indom is a skinny, frail guy with braids. What are you talking about, Timothy Bradley? Bradley be saying some dumb, weird shit sometimes, man. For real. Sometimes Bradley be making me shake my head. Tall, thin, frail man with braids. That's what Timothy Bradley just said about Indom. That's tough. Wait, is it the main event coming up now? Is it the main event or the co-main event? They're showing highlights of Crawford and Porter right now. Christian said Timothy started balding at age 14. Damn. Hey, hey, that's tough. That's tough. Hey, but you know what? Bradley up there be talking shit. So, hey, for real though, you can dish it. You better be able to take it. It's just so hard not to notice how big Timothy Bradley's head is, bro. Like, all jokes aside, bro, he's got a big ass head. And I remember like talking about Timothy Bradley when he was fighting Pacquiao and these guys, and people were calling him Timothy Head Monster Bradley. The dude just got a big ass cranium. I'm not even laughing about it, but I'm being dead ass serious. Why is his head so damn big? Bronchies boxing. What's good, bro? Thanks for dropping by. Jeremiah, what's good, bro? Good to see you in the chat, man. Pay Style says they don't call him Buckhead Bradley for no reason. um, Good word, Divine. What is your prediction for Crawford versus Porter, and what's your take on Canelo being a cruiser now? Um, Crawford versus Porter. I said earlier yesterday, I believe I went live during the weigh-in, and I got Crawford winning this fight by decision. I think it's going to go to the cards. I just don't see a knockout in this fight personally. As far as Canelo going up to cruiser, in a nutshell, I think that there's still some unfinished business at 168. That is Benavidez, obviously. And even if Benavidez moves up to 175, obviously Canelo can move up to 175 real quick and take care of that. If he never takes care of Benavidez, that's always going to be an asterisk on his career. And it's always I'm always going to have it in the back of my head that Canelo and Andre should have fought. That's just the way I personally feel about that. As far as cruiserweight, I don't necessarily have a problem with it per se if he's trying to do something that proves that he can go up to that type of weight. But I don't agree with the opponent that he has chosen. I feel like it's a cherry pick in my opinion. The guy that he's fighting, somebody pointed out in the chat yesterday when we were talking about it, the guy that he's fighting, all of his opponents combined has like 140 losses. Yeah. So let that sink in for a moment. So I think it's a co-main event. All right. We got Crawford getting his sweat on, getting warmed up. They're showing the referee. Calestino Ruiz is the referee for this fight. I'm trying to think of the last time I seen this dude in the ring. But they're in the dressing room giving the instructions to the fighters. He said something about a yellow light. Terence Crawford's trainer just told the referee, please be aware of Porter's head. He likes to come and lunge in with his head and throw elbows, which is true. Like if I was in Terence Crawford's corner, I would be telling the referee the same shit. Real talk, because Porter does do that. He does, even when he's on the inside. Sometimes he pops his head up and gets you under the chin as well. I've seen Porter do that, and I don't think it's necessarily him trying to be dirty. I just think it's his style. Do 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 do. Pay Styles, what's up? He says, "Do you think Andy Ruiz ruined Anthony Joshua's courage forever?" I think that Andy Ruiz, yeah, definitely put a dent in his courage. I don't know. I don't know if he ruined it, but he definitely put a dent in it. And I'm a firm believer that if Andy Ruiz took the rematch seriously, he would have beat Anthony Joshua the second time, and we would have never got the Usyk fight. But it turned out fine because Usyk pieced his ass up anyway. If you guys are tuning in, I appreciate you joining in the commentary. We're getting closer and closer to the main event. So make sure you jab that like button, get the likes all the way up. Don Vaughn, what's good, man? Thanks for dropping by tonight, bro. Always good to see you in the chat. Man, ESPN Plus, they be bullshitting me. All right, so I think this is the co-main event. Patrice Volney. Good World says, I believe Joshua will win the Usyk rematch. Shit. He might. He might. I wouldn't be. I don't know. I won't put my prediction in yet. I'll wait. But yeah, anything can happen. All right, they're introducing the fighters. Why is this dude Patrice looking at the camera like that? That dude bugging. Why is he looking at the camera like that? Some weird ass shit. I've never seen that before. He's staring at the camera like that, man. Don, yes sir, I am. Oh, Ryan Garcia training this dude. Pretty nice record. 28-0 with 20 KOs. This Brazilian cat. Falcao. I think I've heard the name before. Pay Styles. The odds are 7-1. Maybe 6-1. I'm not 100% sure. Could be 6-1. But yeah, something like that. 6 or 7-1. Kenneth Perry in the building was good, bro. I'm so late, Divine Sense. Unboxing, jab that like button and subscribe in capital letters. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Stay a part of the conversation and the boxing family here, man. Deshaun Thompson, man, what's good, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up, bro? Crawford, one arrogant some of a. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Deshaun coming in. Don says, I have family in the Philippines. That's what's up, man. I've been in the Philippines a few times. Been to Manila, of course. I've been to Cebu. Been around. All right, we got the co-main event. Falcao versus Volney. Brazil versus Canada. I know a little bit about Falcao. I've seen him maybe fight a couple times. Decent. And I don't know anything about Volney, to be 100% honest with you guys. The undercard is a bit weak, man, in my opinion. It's a bit weak. For a big fight like this, it's a bit weak, but it's top rank, so I don't hold my breath. Kenneth said, oh, yo, I'm going for Crawford. Yeah, man, Kenneth, if you don't know, I have predicted Crawford to win a decision in this fight. I think it's going the distance. If you guys are just jumping in, I appreciate you. Get the likes all the way up. Don't come in just to peek in. At the very least, hit that like button. That's the least you can do. It's free. Smash it. So this is a IBF middleweight world title eliminator. Interesting. Watching this fight, Falcao. Like I said, I've seen him fight once before. He's pretty well balanced. They said earlier he's like 28-0. We're gonna find out real quickly if that 28-0 is legit. Ooh, nice left hand. Got another southpaw up in here. Falcao, another southpaw. Isn't Conceição a southpaw too? From Brazil? I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot of southpaws in Brazil. Yeah, Christian, I agree with you, bro. It's definitely not weak with talent. It's definitely not weak with talent. More than enough talent. But yeah, I agree. We've waited way too long to get the big fights for sure. All right, I got this. I don't know how you guys. I don't know if you guys are streaming or you guys bought it, but I'm watching this ESPN Plus shit. And it's just starts tripping on me. But it's tough when you get like this high definition stuff going, and then you go live at the same time, so using a lot of bandwidth. I'm not scoring this fight, guys, in the co-main event. I will be scoring the main event, though, of course, like I always do. So I don't know if you guys typically. Falcao. Oh shit. Oh shit. Falcao ended the first round. Falcao. Uh, putting on a volley. Damn, first round. I I think that little flurry right there wins him the round. Yeah. All right. So, okay. Falcao looks like he's trying to make a name for himself. Yeah, if anybody's got a stream, feel free to share it in the chat. There might be some people looking for a stream right now. I'm watching on ESPN Plus, so I don't have a stream at the moment. Yeah, I'm always worried about that, Christian. I'm always worried about that. When fighters try to go for broke first, second round, and then all of a sudden they get to the sixth round. Yeah. But sometimes, man, people the fighters surprise us boxing fans, and they're able to maintain. So we're gonna find out. Don, he says, do you think Pitbull Crew is gonna give Tank a fight? Yeah, yeah, he will for as long as it lasts, but he will. I haven't put a lot of thought into that fight actually, um, but I'll probably drop a prediction video of that fight. If you guys are just dropping in, I appreciate you. Make sure you jab that like button. That's the least you can do. Don't just peek in and roll out without hitting that like button. It's free. All right. It doesn't cost you anything. Jab it. We're in here talking about boxing, the sport that we love. So show some love and appreciation. If you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button and stay a part of the conversation. Watcher, salute to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by, man. Good to see you in the chat. Second round of this co-main event. Falcao, I gave him the first round. I'm loosely scoring this fight, so don't take it with a grain of salt. I'm kind of multitasking as well. I'm watching the fight and I'm looking at other sports as well. I apologize. The quality of my camera is probably not the greatest because I'm streaming basketball, boxing, and a lot of different stuff right now until we get to the main event. Good World says jab, cross, hook, and uppercut the like button. Exactly. Combo that like button. Mr. Pids. Is it Mr. P Deps? Is that how you say your name? P Deps? Bro, do you think Tank dropping his coach will affect him? Possibly, actually. Possibly. And that's actually a fair question. Really, when fighters stay with coaches for an extended amount of time and they drop them and they change, it's usually it's a great move and they do great, or it's a disaster. I've seen both, and I'm not sure which one it's going to be. Chavo TV in the building. What's good, bro? Thanks for dropping by. Always good to have you in the chat. If you guys are just joining, we are in the co-main event. All right, then we got the main event coming up after this fight, so stay tuned. All right, cool. Mr. P. Depps. All right, noted. Karma Boxing MMA. Salute to you. Carmen Boxing and MMA. You've been a loyal subscriber to the channel for quite some time. Congratulations. You have now been wrenched up. Also, Don, Vaughn, you as well, sir. Been very loyal to the channel recently, and I appreciate that. You also have been wrenched up. Thank you. And Christian, you as well, good sir. You've been around for a very long time. I probably should have wrenched you up a long time ago, man. Thank you. Chavo says, do you see Crawford stopping Porter? If so, how? I don't see him starting, actually. Or stopping, sorry. I don't. I think it's going to go 12. I think it's going to go 12. And I got my handy dandy notebook here to score this fight because I think it's going 12. So I'm telling you, it's going to be important. And if you guys typically score fights, I recommend it. I recommend it because it's always interesting to compare scorecards at the end of the fight anyways. But if you don't typically score, then don't do it. It's all good, man. Just watch it as a spectator and then enjoy my commentary along the way. Reminds me, I got to get a pen. Where my pen at? My daughter be taking my pens, man. Man, kids, bro, they be stealing shit. So it looks in the locker room. They're all taped up, ready to go, getting their ring walk costumes ready. We're almost there, man. We are in the third round of the co-main event. I have the Brazilian Falcao up slightly, and I'm loosely scoring it because, as I said earlier, I'm watching some basketball as well on the side until the main event comes in, and I will be fully in tune with the main event. Don't you guys worry about that. Travel says, do you see it as close as Spence and Porter or more of a gap? That's a good question. I think it's going 12. I think Crawford, I think he'll win by at least 2, maybe 3 rounds. 2, maybe 3. So yeah, not as close as Porter Spence. And in my opinion, the only reason why Porter Spence was close was because Spence was trying to prove something. And he was like trying to knock Porter out. If he would have boxed, he would have beat Porter much more comfortably, in my opinion. Don says, I like Porter as a boxing personality. I think he put too much in his podcast while training for the fight, which could affect him with what you think, Divine. Could be. It's gonna be a little bit strange for him because he hasn't fought in a little while, and he's been commentating and he's been, ringside, and now he's actually gonna be in the ring. So there might be a little bit of a first couple rounds where it's like, oh shit, I'm not commentating anymore. I'm actually in here fighting. And he might be reminded of the spotlight, but he should be able to get out of that matrix quickly. He's been at this level for a very long time. But like I said, he's been ringside commentating for a while too. So we're gonna see. The first couple rounds is really gonna. What I'm curious to see is the first couple rounds. It's like, okay, is Crawford gonna box, or are they gonna mix it up early? Is Porter gonna jump on him early, Or is Porter going to take his time, gauge, and figure out Crawford's reach? Because if Kenny Porter is smart, he would have prepared Porter for a major reach disadvantage. And I'm talking like a 4-inch reach advantage for Crawford in this fight. Hopefully they arrange sparring partners who are longer, who have hand speed, because if they didn't, they're going to be in a rude for awakening, man, with hand speed and range advantage for Crawford in this fight. And not only that, a guy who can switch his stance. So we're going to find out early if Porter's patient early or if Porter just says, hey, I'm coming into your chest as soon as the bell rings. That's what I'm going to be looking forward to. Soon as you guys come in, jab that like button, get the likes all the way up. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Let the people know we're here live. Chavo says, Divine, how do you think this fight shakes up the division if it's as good as a fight as we all expect? Oh man, this fight means so much, bro. It means so much. I mean, if Porter wins, he gets slingshotted right back into the conversation to get a rematch against Earl Spence. That's if Porter wins. If Crawford wins, he shuts up the naysayers, right? And he obviously puts himself in the position to unify the titles. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win for boxing. Honestly, whoever wins this fight is a win-win for boxing. Either one of these guys are going to be catapulted in the conversation of unifying the division. So it's a win-win for us as boxing fans. Now, if you got money on this fight, maybe it's not a win-win. You know what I'm saying? But look, if you put money on Porter, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you because Porter's got a real chance to win this fight. And the odds they're pretty tasty. You drop a hundo, you can walk away with some decent cash. Don says Porter spar with Caleb. That's a fair point. Uberfly says Bud got them alien cricket arms, forearms almost the length of Porter's whole T-Rex arms. Bro, Bud's got some crazy long arms, man. Y'all got to see the weigh-in. Like when he flexes, his arms are so long for his weight. Like I think his reach is 74. So 74 is what you start to see in middleweights. You know what I mean? I think Caleb Plant has a 74-inch reach, and Caleb Plant's 6'1". Round 5 for me in the co-main event. So we're inching closer to the main event. Exactly. Straight up middleweight shit right there. 74 inches. The other Christian, he says, I'm picking Crawford, but I think the best welterweight today, notwithstanding resume, is Boots Ennis. That's fair. That's fair. Let's not sleep on Ennis. He's in the backdrop licking his chops. I'll tell you that. That dude's a real talent. Watcher says, "Are you gonna grill the refs tonight?" Well, if they do some dumb shit, I will. Don says Marvin had a 75-inch reach. Yeah, Marvin, another guy, but Marvin, he's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a big boy. In regards to the middleweight division, but That's why it's crazy for Crawford to have a 74-inch reach, and the dude was fighting at 130 not too long ago. Imagine that shit, fighting at 130 and having a 74-inch reach. That shit's crazy. Don says Marvin was only 5'8", really? I thought he was like 5'10". Watcher says, Divine, those Canelo Caleb judges on your hit list. Oh, they definitely are. Are they judging this fight too? We got the same judges for this fight that were judging Canelo Caleb? Hell no. Please tell me it's no. Please tell me it's not the same judges. Chavo Devon, will this fight give us a guess to what would happen with Spence versus Crawford? Not really. Not really. Styles make fights. Spence and Porter are two different styles of fighters. But you know, anybody who fights Spence makes it's interesting. So that's the thing I love about boxing. Any a rematch with Porter Spence is interesting because it's a rematch and it was a close fight the first time. And Spence Crawford's interesting on a boxing perspective. You know, that fight has always been interesting. Most of us who've been watching boxing have been talking about Spence and Crawford for 5 or 6 years. They're showing the highlights of Crawford fighting Benavidez Jr. You can see his crazy ass long arms on that. Showing highlights of Porter and Spence. That's the thing about Porter, man. If he's gonna hurt Crawford, it's him like ducking his head and looping some shit over the top. And we're gonna find out if Crawford's chin can take it. Like real talk. And that's gonna happen. That's inevitable. Y'all be prepared for that. Those looping shots. If y'all just dropping in, I appreciate you. Thanks for being a part of the conversation. Hit that like button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I appreciate you. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Stay a part of the conversation. Chavo says, what chance do you give Canelo next opposition at 190? I give him a good chance because the guy he's fighting is totally beatable. Totally beatable. I don't like the opponent that he chose. Did anybody bet on this fight? Let me know in the chat. If you bet on this fight, leave it in the chat. Who did you bet for and how much money? Because when this fight is over and you bet, I want to congratulate you on your winnings tonight. So let me know in the chat if you bet and how much, because I want to congratulate you for your winnings tonight. Let me know in the chat. If you're just joining, we're still in the co-main event, round number 6, according to my stream here. I may be ahead of you a little bit or behind, depending on the latency of YouTube. And some of you guys might be watching on your TV. Those of you who are watching it on TV probably have the most accurate televised stream, or however you want to call it. But if you're streaming on your phone or your laptop, you might be behind a little bit. Oh shit, we just had some clash of heads. Falcao is, oh man, he is ripped open. Falcao just got his head busted open. Damn. Man, that's that Southpaw Orthodox shit. His head was just split open, leaking. Ah, man, that's a nasty headbutt. Woo! That's a nasty headbutt. Man. Falcao, man, he's leaking too. That's what sucks about boxing sometimes, man, especially when you got Southpaw Orthodox. This fight might go to the scorecards. I believe if it goes past 4 rounds and it stopped because of an accidental headbutt, it'll go to the scorecards. Moped in the building. What's good, bro? Thanks for dropping by. Hit that like button. Get the likes all the way up. It's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. We should have 50 likes by now. Let's go. That's a bad gash. And even if the fight continues, if you're Volany, you just target that gash and it won't last long. That's a really bad gash. That's terrible. And Falcao, he acting like he's in a lot of pain too. But I don't know if you guys ever been cut on the forehead. It's just, because your skin is just so thin on your forehead. Once it splits, it like splits open like a screen door. If you guys ever took a box cutter to a screen door, I used to do crazy shit when I was a kid. Uh, going into like abandoned buildings and like just destroy shit when I was a kid. But if you ever took a box cutter and just split a screen door, it just splits open, right? You don't have to even like cut it that hard. That's exactly what happens to your forehead. Scorecards. If you guys are just popping in, I appreciate you. Get the likes all the way up. So it looks like we're going to get the main event a little bit sooner than we expected. So it looks like they're going to the scorecards due to an accidental headbutt. It's unfortunate. You don't want to see shit like happen. Boom. Ah, man, that's a nasty headbutt. Volany, he didn't do it on purpose, but he like flung his head forward. For real. Skull on skull. Let's go. Let's get those likes all the way up. We should have 50 likes by now. It looks like the main event's coming up soon. Get comfortable. Get your drinks. Get your popcorn. We're waiting for the scorecards of this co-main event. If you guys just joined, there was an accidental clash of heads, 6 rounds. So because it went past 4 rounds, they go straight to the scorecards. Who's this Jewish guy in Flockhouse Corner? Is he like a promoter or something, or a manager? Still waiting for the scorecards. Anybody betting on this fight? I didn't see anybody comment saying that they're going to bet on this fight or not. I saw somebody ask me if I bet. I did. I did bet on this fight. I put a hundo on it. I'm actually kind of thinking about here last minute put a little extra more on there. I put 100 on Porter. I'm going for Crawford. That's my official prediction. But a lot of times I just bet on the underdog because that's what I do. Um, and I got 100 on it right now, but I'm tempted to put a little bit more, man. I'm a bit tempted. Mangus Allen in the building. I appreciate you stopping by, bro. Yeah, that was a crazy headbutt, man. I haven't seen a headbutt like that in a long time. A lot of times it's glazing, but this time, like, yeah, he like threw his head. He's like, you can hear it. Like you can hear their heads actually clash. That was brutal. The money line is plus 500 for Shawn Porter. Plus 500. Nitty G in the building, bro. What's good? What's good? Thanks for dropping in, man, to listen to the commentary. Everybody who is tuning in to listen to Divine Sense Boxing commentating, I appreciate you. All right, looks like they're getting ready for the main event. Woo-wee. Got the jitters. All right, looks like we finally got to those 50 likes. I appreciate all of you guys, man, helping get those likes up. Do me a favor and continue to hit that like button if you are just joining. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. Stay a part of the conversation and this boxing family that we got going on here. We got Timothy Bradley giving his expertise in commentating. Looks like Crawford's coming in wearing black on white. Black on white. I'm gonna find out real quick, man, if the reach is gonna be a problem. I'm really curious. I'm really, really curious. The first couple rounds, we're gonna know real quick. All right, scorecards for the co-main event. Let's see how they call it. Listen to the scorecards here. My stream tripping again. All right, yeah. So Falcao got the decision. I didn't hear the scorecards, man. But I see you won the fight. All right, guys. Main event coming up. Pay Styles. I appreciate the questions coming in, guys. It's good, like during the intermissions and all the talking before the fight. I don't have any problem, man. Drop your questions. Any questions that you have for me, man, drop it in. He says, "Is Usyk or White a tougher fight for Fury?" Shit, I haven't really thought about that too much. I just feel like Usyk is a tough fight for anybody, just based off of skills alone. But White could be tough for Fury, just based off of his size. But I just feel like he gets hit too much. And I think that Fury can either outbox him. Uh, I think he can outbox White if he chose to. Usyk, so I would have to go with Usyk. I think Usyk's a problem for anyone. Up. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by. Subscribe, stay a part of the conversation. Don't forget to hit the like button. We should get the likes all the way up to 60. Easy work to get to 60. Porter giving his comments on Crawford fighting Benavidez and saying that, oh man, Crawford looked good and this and that. And that's kind of the thing. That's kind of like the storyline of this fight, right? A lot of respect shown to each other leading up to the fight. And you can't really get upset at them for that. They know each other um when they were younger and stuff like that. But you kind of want to see them get a little bit nasty, just a little bit. Talk a little bit of shit. Chavo says, I want Wilder to go to other weight classes, but also still fight at heavyweight. What do you think? Well, if I had to choose between the two, I would like to see him stay at heavyweight. I think he is a 215-pound fighter. I think that's his 215 to 220 is really where he's at, where he's the most successful. Coming in at 235 was just way too big. It just doesn't fit well on his frame to do a 12 round heavyweight match. Could he make cruiserweight, which is the limit of 200? He probably could, but he might be a little bit drained. I'm not too sure about that, man. I would rather pass that question on to the people that know him better, like Tay Jones or someone like that, who can give their opinion on that. But for me, my personal opinion is 215 to 220 is where he's most successful, and I think he's got 4, maybe 5 good fights left in him. And in those 4 to 5 fights, he should be able to win a title again, no problem. At heavyweight. I mean, he'll be strong, but I just don't know if he can make it under 200. I mean, he would have to cut. He would have to cut quite a bit. Good World says, "Do you support one belt / champion per weight division?" I think there are too many belts personally, and if you're gonna have that amount of belts in a weight division or in boxing in general, you got the WBO, WBA, WBC, IBF, ring, right? There's a shitload of them. If you're gonna have that many belts, then there should be more emphasis on unifying titles and unifying the division and unifying and finding an undisputed, not having 6 different champions in a weight class. I don't support that at all. We should have 1 champion, maybe 2, but it shouldn't be 6. The commentary leading into these ring walks are quite interesting. Porter saying that he thinks he can knock Crawford out. Hey, if you bet money on Porter and you bet him winning by knockout, you about to win some real money. you about to you about to grab your bag. You about to get that bag. I'm telling you, especially if he does it under 8 rounds. I don't typically bet that way. I typically just bet for the winner. I don't really do the whole like round and knockout decision. That's just that's kind of abusing my money a bit too much for me personally. If you guys are just joining, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, of course, subscribe, stay a part of the conversation and a part of this boxing family that we have going on here. And I appreciate you. And of course, as always, hit that like button. It's free. Eye to eye was good. He says, I think Crawford makes him quit. Damn. Man, a lot of lead up. Let's go. Shit. Do you know why they're doing this though, right? Because they didn't plan for the co-main event to end as early as it did. So they're just buying time here. It's like midnight on the East Coast. That's sometimes, man, I think these fights just go too late, man. If you're on the West Coast, not as bad. If you're on the West Coast, it's what? 11, 10, it's like 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m.? No, it must be 9 p.m. Yeah. So it's 9 p.m. on the West Coast, which is doable. But if y'all on the East Coast, by the time the fight's over, it's like 1:30 a.m. It doesn't really matter to me personally because I'm on the other side of the world, so it's the middle of the afternoon for me. But if I was in the States, I wouldn't want to be on the East Coast. Mm. Tell the tape. Terence Crawford, 34 years. They're both 34 years old. Terence is 5'8". Porter is 5'7". 146.4, 146.6. Reach, 74 to 69.5. So 4.5-inch reach advantage. Percent connect rate, Crawford's at 47%. Sorry, Crawford's at 47%, and Porter was at, I believe, 35%. So that makes sense, though. That makes sense, though, because styles. Eye to eye. I see eye to eye, man. He's going for Bud. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It is definitely going to be interesting. I can't take this anticipation, bro. Come on. We ready. We ready, man. Let's go. Let's get this ring walk. A lot of talking. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. But that's exactly why this fight's taken forever to start, man, because the co-main event got stopped early. All right, national anthems. Let's go. You get the national anthem going, man. It's time. You get that national anthem going. It's time. Let's get it. If you're just dropping in, make sure you jab that like button. It's free. Get the likes all the way up. Let's get to 60 likes. Let's go. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Stay a part of the conversation. We're about to get it in. Live commentary of the fight. I will be giving my post-fight thoughts after the fight as well. So stick around afterwards. And also, I will be scoring the fight. Reminds me, I got to call my daughter up in here to give me a pin. All right. It's a good national anthem. Nice national anthem. Give me all a little amped up here. This dude's going in on the mic. Thanks, babe. All right. Okay, we in. All right, got my pen, my notepad. Let's go. Let me know also in the chat. How are you watching this fight? You at home? You at the bar? You at the movie theater? You at your girl's house? You at your mom's house? Where you at? Let me know where you guys are at. I'm in my man cave here, man. So that's where we at. Just setting up my scorecard here because I do believe that it will go the distance. Yeah, Eye to Eye says, man, I'm at home solo. Dawn says, in the crib, watching the fight at home. Man cave for me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In that man cave, man. And nobody allowed up in here when I watch fights. I get pissed off when people distract me when I'm trying to watch a fight. Hate that shit, man. My girl learned a long time ago, man, coming in here to asking me dumbass questions when I'm trying to watch a fight. Good world says, Divine, you got to be vividly commentating on the main event. Yeah, man, I'll try my best. Are you able to watch the fight though, Good World, or you just like to hear my commentating? Let's get these ring walks. I actually think that Crawford's chin will be tested first. All right, Good World says, I'm here just listening. All right, cool. If you can't see the fight, I understand that. I'll commentate it to the best of my ability, man. Vividly, as you said. Ring walk's coming up. Finally. Porter's a powerhouse, no doubt. Porter's coming in shape. You ain't got to worry about that. If you're supporting Porter, you ain't got to worry about him not coming in shape. He will definitely come in shape. But will he be outpointed is where it stands. I was saying earlier how boxing to me is about fighters, right? It's like going to work. You put your hard hat in and you bring your toolbox. But who has the bigger toolbox? Who has more tools in that toolbox? And this fight is an example of that. So here comes Shawn Porter. He's got his robe. It says Marvelous War. In appreciation to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I appreciate that, man. Honor the greats. Honor the greats. It's got like some stained glass in the background. It's kind of interesting. That's supposed to represent like a cathedral or a church or something. All right. Trying to see who's going to join Shawn Porter for his ring walk. Big E, WWE Universal Champion. That's funny. This dude brings in Big E. I didn't expect that at all. If you guys watch WWE, I'm sure you guys know who Big E is. I don't, personally. I don't watch WWE. But he's like shouting on the mic, and he introduced Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter's walking to the ring now. If you guys are just dropping in, I appreciate you. Hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Stay a part of the conversation. Anybody know who this MC is on the mic walking in with Shawn Porter? Leave it in the chat. I'm not 100% sure who it is. $42 people in the live right now, man. I appreciate every single one of you for choosing Divine Sense Boxing as your commentary tonight, man. Much love and appreciation. Let's go ahead and get those likes all the way up to 60. Let's go. Get the likes up to 60. Easy work. It's free. We got the left hand cocked. We got the right hand cocked. Okay. That's the lyrics. Porter just entered the ring. And by the way, if you guys are watching the fight, I could be a little bit behind you. I could be a little bit ahead of you, or we could be more or less on the same time. But just keep that in mind, right? Because you got YouTube latency, and if you're streaming it, it could be in different places. Please try not to spoil what you see in the chat if you see it before me. All right, that's for because not everybody can watch it. Not everybody is able to watch the fight right now, so they are depending on my commentary. I appreciate you. So Porter has finished in his ring walk, and now here comes Terence Bud Crawford. eye to eye. Yeah, exactly. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Not everybody's able to watch. So try not if you're ahead of me, try not to spoil it. So Terence Crawford comes in with with LL Cool J. Little throwback action. They said that this song was released in 1987, the year that Crawford was born. It's crazy to think that Crawford and Porter's both 34 already. Crazy. I remember like it was yesterday. They were both in their 20s. If you're just dropping in, I appreciate you. Subscribe, stay a part of the conversation. We are commenting live on the fight. We will be here post fight, and I will be scoring the fight as well. So make sure you hit that like button, get the likes up to 60. Subscribe. If you're new, you're not going to be able to comment right away because you got to be a subscriber for at least 10 minutes. That kind of just shows your loyalty to the sport of boxing and shows your loyalty to join this conversation amicably and respectfully. I like the choice of Terence Crawford's colors. I like that. I like clean colors. I like all black or all white or all gray with a little bit of highlight colors on it. That's like my style. I personally am not a fan of bright colors. I don't wear red. I don't wear orange. I don't wear green. I don't wear yellow. I don't wear neon. It's not my thing. So you know it just kind of catches the eye. Let's try to get those likes all the way up to 60. Let's go. All right, Terence in the ring finally. So up next is the announcement, announcing the fighters. Shit, man. It's about time. Whoever just gave me that 60th like, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you hitting that like button, man. Every like matters. It lets the people know that we're in here live. All right. About to announce the fighters. Shit, man. We're about to get it in. So, as I said, Crawford is a little bit of black on white. And Porter is, if you're not able to see, I think he's like orange and black, wearing orange on black. The Orange Crush. Spence going, or sorry, not Spence. Porter is going with that Orange Crush look. Dave Moretti, Max DeLuca, and Steve Weinsfeld for the judges. Not too excited about the judges. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially Moretti. He'd be on that bullshit. I better not get no robbery, man. I'm scoring this fight for a reason. So at least whatever the scorecards come out to, if it goes to the distance, you're gonna know how I had it at least. And I'm commentating live, so this shit is raw, authentic. No like, oh, Divine pulling scorecards out of his ass. This is gonna be like straight up. So they're introducing Shawn Porter, 31-3-1, 17 KOs. Cleveland, Ohio. He is 4-3 with one knockout in world championship fights. He's a plus 500 in betting odds. So 4-3 in championship fights. That's interesting, and this is why he needs to win this fight. He can't afford to go 4-4. You know what I mean? He needs to go 5-3. Ed Rock in the building was good. Thanks for dropping by, man. You made it. I didn't actually. I didn't because um, I wasn't able to go live during that fight. But I did. I did give some thoughts in this live stream and how I said that Andre is very special, and I'm disappointed that um, we never saw him and Canelo, and we probably will never see it. I see Shawn Porter's got that got that mouthpiece that says "war" on it. So shit, he's ready for war. Ready for war. Shit, man, this might be a crazy fight. This might be a crazy fight, y'all. I'm telling you, this might be a crazy fight. I don't know, man. I my prediction's 12, but I got this little feeling, man. It might get a knockout in this fight, bro. They just introduced Bud. So that's it. Meet in the middle of the ring. Get the instructions from the referee. Celestino Ruiz, the referee tonight. All right, they both touched up. None of this, Tyson Fury and Wilder third fight. Tyson Fury's like, after that when they did the touch up, Fury's like, he said to Wilder, "Bitch." It's like none of that though tonight. I think like low key, both of these guys they respect each other. All right, round one. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, stay a part of the conversation, and hit that like button. Get the likes all the way up to 70. Let's go. Crawford, Porter. We are underway. And Porter jumps all over Crawford as soon as the bell rings. Crawford starts off orthodox. And, it looks like he's choosing to box. Stay on the back foot, engage. Porter stopped. He jumped all over him, but he's relaxed a little bit now. 30 seconds gone. Fill out rounds. And I'm guessing that Crawford probably got some sparring partners in that are rough and tumble type fighters. We're gonna see how he does. Terence is traditionally a slow starter, so keep that in mind as well. So far, Porter is pushing, doing pretty good at moving his head. Porter looks in great shape. Looks in great shape so far. Porter got those Asics. He's got those Asics boxing shoes, man. The classics. I like the referee's doing a pretty good job so far, letting them fight. But if they get tangled up, he's breaking it up. But Bud's still trying to find his range. You can tell he's being patient. I think that's smart for Crawford. Ooh, the jab got in there. See the reach. He's starting to get that reach now. Crawford's starting to get that reach. He needs to be effective. He's still in the orthodox. Crawford's still in the orthodox style. We'll see if he switches it up at some point. Sometimes he switches up, but briefly. Other times he switches up and stays. Pretty close round for the most part. Porter's definitely trying to push the pace of the fight. But nothing big landed in this first round. Crawford using the jab well. But nothing really significant landed. All right, so that's the end of the first round. I'm going to give that round to Porter. I believe he he jumped all over Crawford. He was dictating the pace of the fight. And Crawford didn't do enough for me to be like, all right, even though he's on the back foot, he didn't do enough. They got Josh Taylor in the building. Maurice Hooker in the building as well. Fernando Vargas in the building. Ed Rock with that super chat, man. I appreciate. He says, "Hey, what do you think? Should Andre show up ringside with Hearn present? The goal of unification, the winner of 3G versus Marata in the ring. That would be epic. Yeah, that'd be nice, bro. That'd be nice. Andre deserves a shot, man. For real. Like, for real. He deserves a real shot, and he deserves recognition. I would love to see that, Ed, and appreciate that super chat, bro. Thank you. All right, round number 2. Crawford staying in that orthodox style. If you're watching as a casual observer, it looks like Porter's doing well. He's pushing the pace, and Crawford has yet to land anything significant. But I see it as patience from Crawford. I feel like he's trying to find his angles. Now Crawford's in the southpaw. He finally did switch to southpaw. Let's see if he sees that's a better option. Nice jab to the body by Porter. He's staying low like he's supposed to when you're the shorter fighter with the short arm reach. Crawford needs to pump that jab and be effective with that jab. But I think Crawford's starting to realize that Porter's very quick with his feet. He gets on the inside very quickly, and Crawford is learning that. Crawford's still in the southpaw position or stance, which is interesting, but he needs to pop that jab, man. He's not throwing anything as of right now. The first part of the second round, I give it to Porter. It's just Crawford's just not doing enough yet. Finally got a jab in there. Crawford finally got a jab in there. Southpaw stance. Good head movement by Porter. Oh, big right hand. Nice by Porter. Got a nice right hand in there. Crawford wasn't hurt, though, but he did get hit flush. You can tell right away that Porter's a workhorse. Hey, Porter, so far, his head movement is impressing me. He's ducking underneath shots well, and he's not letting the reach advantage bother him yet. We got a minute left in the second round, according to my screen. Now they're exchanging a bit. Nothing big landing. But, nice right hand by Crawford. That's what happens with Crawford, though, man. Crawford does that sometimes, man. He gets a little bit of a fire underneath him and starts letting his hands go. I think the uppercut's open for Crawford. He needs to throw that uppercut when Porter lunges in like that, because Porter is ducking underneath that jab. So instead of throwing the jab or trying to counter with the jab as Porter comes in, throw that uppercut. Crawford's still in the southpaw. Ooh, nice left hand. They both landed big shots. Porter got a big right hand in, and right at the end of the second round, Crawford got a nice left hand in. Very, very close round, that one. But I'm going to give that one to Crawford. I think he edged it out just slightly. So I have it 1-1 so far going into the third round. I appreciate everyone dropping by. Listen to the commentary. Make sure you hit that like button. We have over 60 people in the building. I appreciate you. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, stay a part of the conversation. We should have 70 likes easily. Get the likes all the way up. It is free. Jab that like button. Let's go. Feel free to send a super chat any point. I'll get an alert in my headphones, and I'll make sure I get to it. Round 3. Crawford started the fight in orthodox, and now he is in southpaw the last 2 rounds. Nice right hook by Crawford to start the round. That's what I want to see in that southpaw stance. Is I want to see that right hook. Let's see if he can use his reach, and let's see if he can start using that damn uppercut. That's the punch. I've been saying that the past 2 days talking about this fight, is getting that uppercut in. I am impressed by Porter's footwork, though, and his head movement. Kind of gauging. Not much action. Finally got that uppercut in there a little bit, but it didn't land flush. Crawford, he did throw that left uppercut. He's still in the southpaw stance. Anytime I'm silent, that's probably because there's not action going on. So don't be alarmed. Some exchanges so far in this third round, but nothing too crazy. But I feel like Crawford's trying to find his rhythm now. He's starting to slowly get his rhythm now. Porter not coming forward as much in this third round. I think he's been touched a little bit and a little bit more cautious. And this is where Crawford wants Porter, is at the end of his jab. Oh, exchange. Ooh. Exchange in the middle of the ring now. That is starting to mix it up now. Crawford smiling and laughing. This is about to be a fight, y'all. This is about to be a fight. Both of these guys, they love this shit, man. They love it. There's a cut above Porter's right eye. It could have been a clash of heads because Crawford is in the southpaw stance. But there is some blood trickling down above Porter's right eye. Porter goes down, but it was a trip. It was a trip. But you still got to get off the canvas. That shit takes energy. Especially when your adrenaline's pumping. Ooh, nice counter left hand by Porter, or by Crawford. They're wrestling in there. This shit getting intense. I give that one to Crawford. This is starting to turn fun now. End of the third round, going to the fourth round. It's getting interesting now. If you guys are in the chat, I appreciate you, man, stopping by. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Stay a part of the conversation. We got enough people in here where we should have at least 80 likes. Let's make it happen. So there was Terence trying to make a point to Porter that I'm strong too. Round 4 now. Crawford still in the southpaw stance. He's starting to get the jab going, which is something that I was worried about. And he's starting to gauge it and land it now and getting the right hook in from the southpaw position. Porter's a little bit more cautious now. He came out strong in the first round, second round, but he's a little bit more cautious now. And Crawford's trying to time Porter every time Porter lunges in. And that's the problem with Porter, is that when you're fighting a guy like Spence and Crawford, eventually they start to time you as you lunge in. Another left hand in by Crawford there as Porter comes in. And one thing that Crawford's doing that a lot of people may not be noticing is that Crawford's actually punching Porter in the chest, not always to the head, and just take a little bit of wind out of you. Nice right hook again by Crawford. Remember, guys, he's in the southpaw position, so he's got that check right hook, and he's been landing it now. He's starting to time Porter. About a minute and 20 seconds left of the fourth round, according to my screen. Oh, nice right hand by Porter. Yeah, Porter's a bit deceptive, man, when he gets his feet pumping like that. But if I'm Crawford, I'm a little bit worried of a head clash, man, based off of Porter jumping in like that. Very entertaining fight so far. Last 50 seconds. Slowing down here a little bit. Both of them are, I think they're, no, got that left hand. Hey, Crawford's trying to get that left hand in there, man. If he lands it flush, Porter might be in trouble. Porter needs to be a little bit careful. Crawford's going to the body as well. Uh-oh. Oh, nice check left hook by Crawford again with the right hand. Check left hook in the southpaw stance. Porter stuck in the corner. If I'm Crawford, let your hands go. You got to let your hands go. You know, Crawford's so damn long. He's got those long-ass arms. He can get away with keeping his hands down and leaning back because his arms are so damn long. That's another round for Crawford for me. I have it 3 rounds to 1. D-Dub, what's good, bro? I originally picked Crawford to win this fight by decision. That was my official prediction. Alejandro, what's good, bro? He says Porter was doing great, but Crawford is figuring him out. Yeah, he's starting to time him now. You're right. He's starting to time him, starting to get that check right hook in on that southpaw stance. He's continuously check right hooking and then rolling out to his right. And what it does is just resets Porter every time. Uba Fly says Porter the most annoying style to deal with. Very annoying. I've sparred guys like Porter before. Very, very annoying. They make you work. You got to be in good shape to deal with somebody like Porter. D-Dub says Crawford TKO. All right, let's see. Round number 5. Crawford still in the southpaw stance. Porter landed some right hands in early. So good start for Porter. If you guys are just dropping in, make sure you hit that like button. It is free to hit that like button. Get the likes all the way up. Also, hit that subscribe button. Stay a part of the conversation. Nice counter left hand by Crawford there. He's electing to stay in that southpaw stance. Andre actually has Porter up. That's surprising. Andre has Porter up on his scorecards. Porter's doing good so far in this 5th round. But Bradley just brought up a good point. He said, if you're expecting Porter to slow down, he won't. And I agree. He won't. You cannot rely on, maybe Porter will get tired. That ain't going to happen. You got to work every round if you're Crawford. Because some judges, they like that come forward style. You know what I mean? They like the aggression. Crawford still trying to time in that left hand as Porter lunges in forward. not as effective in this round. It looks like Porter's fighting like he's trying to win a round back. It's like he knows he lost a few rounds, and he's trying to win it back. Crawford's got his high guard, and Porter's going to work. Most of them are blocked, but Porter is active. Porter is active. Even though nothing big is landing, he's active. This is not a position Crawford wants to be, is toe-to-toe like this. Porter is fighting his fight here in the 5th round. Coming towards the end of the 5th here. Crawford needs to land something big, or this round goes to Porter for me. Crawford just is so much better at range. But he didn't do it enough in this round, I don't think. He landed a couple nice shots there at the end at range. He got to stay at range. I don't know why he's got to prove anything to anybody trying to fight toe-to-toe with Porter. I give that one to Porter. So I have it 3 rounds to 2. I got 3 rounds to Crawford, 2 to Porter. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay a part of the conversation and you can engage in the chat here and join the family as we talk about this fight and in the future as well. This is what I do here on Divine Sense Boxing. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit that like button. It is free. There's no reason why we can't get to 100 likes as I commentate live on this fight. Round 6. Let's go. Oh, they both open up early in the 6th round. Exchanging in the middle. But nice body shot by Crawford. But Porter keeps coming. They're starting to exchange now here in the 6th round. It's getting crazy now. It's getting a bit crazy. Oh, nice right hook by Crawford. Oh, a little bit of a clash of heads again. This fight is getting crazy, bro. This fight is getting crazy. They're starting to exchange a lot now. I think there was another clash of heads, man, and there's some blood for sure. Oh, nice left hand to the body by Crawford. Crawford needs to continue to stay at range. I know Porter's tough, you know. A lot of wrestling. And it's going to make both of them a bit more tired, man, for sure. It's going to affect both of them, but let's see. Let's see who's in better condition. I got Crawford up slightly so far here in the 6th with about 1:20 left. Ooh, nice left hand by Crawford. He's starting to time Porter a little bit, but Porter doesn't seem deterred, though. Porter wants to lunge in so badly. He's just waiting. Man, they are going to clash heads, bro. Now Crawford is cut because of a headbutt. Porter, man, he be jumping in with that damn head. Now they're both cut. That's on Porter, though. Real talk. That's because of Porter. Porter be doing that lunge and shit, and because he's a slightly shorter fighter, and he fucking jumps in with his head, I just hate to see it, man. I hate to see headbutts. Ooh, nice combination by Terence Crawford. I think Crawford's a bit upset now that he got a headbutt. They warned the referee, by the way, leading up to this fight in the dressing room. They warned the referee, don't let Porter headbutt me. But it's happened to both of them. They both cut from a headbutt so far. Close round here in the 6th. Very close. Crawford would land like a couple shots, but then Porter just comes right back. Very tough round to score. I'm not happy with the headbutt, which is that's on Porter. But I'm gonna give that round to Porter. They slightly outworked Crawford there. Crawford did land some sharp punches, but I think Porter just did a little bit more activity. That's a nasty head clash. And the thing is, not only does Porter jump in with his head a lot, but Crawford's in the southpaw stance, so it's even it's even more of a vulnerability to get cut by a headbutt. D-dub, they don't take points off unless it's intentional. If it's unintentional, no points are taken off. Christian gave it to Crawford. I gave it to Porter. But either way, it was a very close fight, that 6th round. Going to the 7th round now. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Stay a part of the conversation. I know that there are a lot of new people in here. Make sure you're subscribing. And hit that like button. Let's get to 90 likes. It is free. At the very least, you should be hitting that like button. Round 7. We're in the middle rounds now. Southpaw stance by Crawford still. He went orthodox in the first round, but since then, Crawford has been in the southpaw stance. So far in this 7th round, Crawford, working the range, keeping the right hand out there in the southpaw position. Check left hooking with the right. If the pace is this, Crawford will win rounds. If you're just joining, both have been cut by headbutts and both over the right eye. There has been some exchanges, some exchanges in the 6th round, 3rd round. They both let their hands go. Nobody knocked down yet so far if you're just joining. Arturo was good. Deanna Branch has made it. These two guys are just in insane shape with the type of punches they're throwing, the amount of wrestling that they're doing. These guys are in phenomenal shape. Both of them. And Porter just keeps doing these damn sneak attacks, and that's why it's always hard to score fights that Porter is in, because he gets hit cleanly, and it looks like he's getting outboxed, and then he just sneak attacks you and gets a bunch of activity in there. And that's why he's always involved in close fights. But I think so far in this round 7, Porter took too much of this round off, and Crawford has done well at distance unless Porter does something big here at the end. He's throwing big punches into the body now. Porter is. It's like Porter can sense that he might be down a bit, and he just starts doing, sometimes it's some wild shit, but it's effective. Crawford doing well at countering and doing what you got to do against a guy like Porter who lunges in. And end of the 7th. I give that one to Crawford. I feel like he countered well. All right, in between rounds here. All right, Deanna Branch says she'll be back. Cool. Arturo in the building. Always good to see my man Arturo in here, man. Glad you made it, bro. A little bit late, but better late than never, bro. Good to see you in here. Make sure that you guys double jab that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and stay a part of the conversation. All right, round 8. Close fight, guys. Very, very close fight. I am scoring the fight as we go along here. And to let people know, if you just joined, my official prediction was Crawford winning by decision. So far, oh, nice right hook by Crawford. Porter seemed to be a little bit wobbled, but he came back, and that's what Porter does. Oh, Crawford really starting to let his hands go now. Very nice. But Porter is not deterred. He lunges forward in, ties him up. I think Crawford got the better of that exchange there. Very nice. Very nice. These guys' work output is just insane. Andre has Porter up by 1 round. He gave Porter the first 3 rounds, which is kind of funny. I gave Porter the first round, but I gave 2 and 3 to Crawford. After that big exchange, it's kind of slowed down now, what you expect. As I said earlier, Crawford, in my opinion, got the better of that big exchange at the beginning of this 8th round. Nice right uppercut by Crawford as Porter continues to lunge in. Please don't be another headbutt. Please. And I'm just worried, because Crawford's fighting in the southpaw stance, and Porter loves to lunge forward with his head. Nice. Crawford doing a little bit better now, getting out of the way. If he's not punching, he's getting out of the way a bit better. Oh, nice right hand by Porter, though. Another right hand by Porter. Man, only if Porter had more power. Another right hand by Porter. Another right hand by Porter. Wow, Porter getting in those right hands. And that's crazy because Crawford was winning the early part of this round, but here comes Porter landing like 4 big right hands. Nice left hand by Crawford. Porter is going to the body too as well. Man, tough round to score. I feel like Crawford won the first a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. But Porter with those right hands, man. I'm going to have to give it to Porter on that one. Tough round to score. But I'll give it to Porter, even though I had Crawford winning at least half of that round. But I just feel like Porter ended it very nicely. That Porter's landing these big looping shots, but Crawford doesn't seem to be hurt. If you guys are just joining, thank you so much for dropping by. Make sure that you double, triple jab that like button. We should have well over 100 likes. I don't know how we don't have 100 likes, considering we now have over 90 people in here. Get the likes all the way up. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate every one of you guys being a part of this amazing fight. Absolutely fantastic fight. 9th round. Crawford back at range, still in the southpaw position. And this is what I've kind of seen now the past 3 rounds is Crawford comes out, he jabs, he counters, he stays at distance, and he wins the first part of the round, and then all of a sudden, Porter just explodes. If this round goes like it went the 8th round, I'm not going to give it to Porter again. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Crawford because I'm only going to allow a fighter to try to steal the last minute of a round for so long. You got to do more than just fight for a minute. Nice defense by Crawford. I got Crawford winning this 9th round so far. He's countering well, working the jab well, going to the body well. He needs to continue to fight at this distance. Right now, Porter's back's on the ropes, according to my screen. And I may be a little bit ahead of you guys or behind you guys, by the way. Bear that in mind as you watch it live with me if you are watching it live. So far, Crawford is controlling the pace of this round. A minute left in the round, and I have Crawford winning this round so far. If you don't hear me speaking, that means there's not much action. They're both kind of just gauging each other. Oh, nice left uppercut. Oh, another left uppercut. Oh, another left hand by Crawford. 3 left hands by Crawford. Some to the body, some to the head. Very nice by Crawford. Another big left hand by Crawford. Porter, I think that hurt Porter a little bit. That big left uppercut. Finally, thank you, Crawford, for finally throwing that uppercut. No, check right hook by Crawford now. Very nice. Moving out of the way. Last 10 seconds of the 9th. Another left hand by Crawford. Jab by Crawford. Fantastic round by Crawford. He won that one very convincingly, in my opinion. Getting ready for the 10th round. Eye to eye. Hopefully my commentating is doing the job, bro. Thanks for listening to my commentating during this fight. We have over 90 people in the building. I appreciate every single one of you guys dropping by. Make sure that you hit that like button. Even if you just drop by for a moment, do me a favor and jab that like button. It means a lot. It means a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. I apologize for the quality of the of my camera because I'm just using so much bandwidth right now going live and watching this fight in high definition. But at least you guys got my voice. That's what's most important. All right, 10th round. We're creeping to the championship rounds. Oh, and there's that left hand. Porter goes down. Porter is down. Sneaky left hand. Porter seems to be okay, but he got that sneaky left hand in. Will Crawford jump on him? So far, he's not. What a left hand. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is what Crawford does. He's one of the best finishers in the game, Crawford is. Can he finish Porter? Can't. Oh, nice. Oh, Porter goes down again. Porter goes down again, but Porter is very upset that he was dropped again. He looks okay. He looks okay. But he just got dropped twice. And Kenny Porter stops the fight. Kenny Porter stops the fight. Terence Crawford with the stoppage. Holy shit. Kenny Porter called the fight off. Wow. Wow. Hit that like button. Absolutely amazing. I did not see this happening. Kenny Porter calls the fight. Shout out to Stormy B-Man. Stormy said in his prediction that Kenny will call this fight. Shout out to Stormy. Wow. I am shocked that Kenny called this fight. He got dropped twice there in that 10th round, but it didn't seem like he was like too hurt. But, you know, Stormy B-Man pointed it out. Father-son, right? Father-son type situation. And Porter was hit flush, and Porter was dropped. And I guess that was enough for Kenny to feel like he wanted to stop the fight. But I do believe Porter was okay. And I'm just a little bit shocked by that. But wow. Wow. Porter was very upset at that second knockdown. He was punching the canvas. For those of you who aren't able to see the fight, Porter was very upset that he was dropped that second time and started punching the canvas, and Kenny calls it. Wow. Shout out to D-Dub. He called it. My man D-Dub called the 10th round stoppage. Shout out to D-Dub. Hit the nail on the head. Now, a lot of people coming in here, why did they stop it? Well, some of it was because, you know, it's a father-son thing. Maybe he felt like the shots were just too flush and he didn't want to see his son get knocked down for a possible third time. But what could have happened was Kenny probably, well, not probably, well, yeah, I would say probably told Shawn, like, look, bro, if you get knocked down or if I feel like you're hurt, I'll stop it. Because if you guys remember, if you were watching the fight, when Shawn got knocked down in the 10th round, the first time, he was staring at his dad the whole time. And I think at that moment, Kenny signaled to Shawn, if you get knocked down again, I'm going to call it. And that's exactly why when Shawn got knocked down the second time, he punched the canvas because he knew his dad was going to call it. He knew his dad was going to call it. But I am shocked. I am shocked that Kenny called it, though. I am still shocked. But I think after that first knockdown, I think when Shawn was looking at Kenny, Kenny signaled to Shawn, if you get knocked down again, I'll stop it. And when he went down, he punched the canvas because he knew his dad was going to stop it. Wow. Wow. Will people give Bud Crawford his respect? There was a lot of shit talking leading up to this fight. A lot of shit talking. And shout out to myself. Another prediction correct. Another prediction correct for your boy Divine Sense Boxing. I had Crawford winning by unanimous, but nonetheless, I was the one giving Crawford respect. I was the one on 78 Sports TV on the panel when people were screaming that Porter was going to pull the upset. It was only myself and another person on that panel that was going for Crawford. Wow. Wow. What a fight. What an ending. I'm gobsmacked at the ending. Let's get these likes all the way up to 100. Guys, I commentated to my best ability to give you guys the best commentating possible of this fight, especially for those people who weren't able to watch this fight. Let's get these likes up out of appreciation to 100. Let's go. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. Wow. What a fight. I'm going to give you guys my scorecard leading up to the stoppage. Yes, you did. Shout out to Expert Genius. You absolutely did call it. Shout out to my man Expert. A lot of you guys did call it. A lot of you called it. And, you know, I just want to let you guys know, right? This is why. This is a reminder to all those people. This is why you're subscribed to Divine Sense Boxing. When you come in here and I give you guys my predictions, and even though I don't, bet on the guy that I predict, that's just because I like to bet for the odds, and I try to win some money. But when I drop these predictions, I put a lot of thought into this shit, man. No emotions, no feelings, just straight boxing analysis fire. I predicted Tank Davis to beat Mario Barrios. I predicted Usyk to beat Joshua. I predicted Canelo to beat Plant. I predicted Crawford to beat Porter. And I believe when it's all said and done, since I came back on YouTube, I am now 5 or 6-1 when it comes to predictions. The only one I haven't got right, or I didn't get right, was Fury and Wilder. So that's why y'all subscribe to the channel. You know you come over here to Divine Sense Boxing. Anytime I drop a prediction video, y'all can take that shit to the bank. Don, thank you for the super chat, man. I put a lot of hard work and energy into this commentating shit. I love doing it, and I love being a part of it. And a lot of you guys, or all of you guys that are still in here, you guys are a big reason why I do what I do. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me give you guys my scorecards leading up to the stoppage. And whoever was that 100th like, thank you. We got to 100 likes. I appreciate you guys very much. Let's take a look at the scorecards. Just give me just a second to remove that real quickly. All right. So I had Crawford, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, that's not him. 5. So I had it 5 rounds to 4 for Crawford up to the point of the stoppage. I had it 5 rounds to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 rounds to 4. So it was a close fight, people. If you missed the fight and you're just jumping in, look, it was an extremely close fight. I had it 5 rounds to 4. I believe Andre Ward had it maybe a draw or Porter up by a round. Some of these rounds were extremely hard to score because of the exchanges. We had 2 significant headbutts in the fight where both fighters were cut because of that. Crawford was fighting in the southpaw stance from the second round all the way into the end. He started off conventional, and maybe he thought, this ain't going to work. I got to go southpaw. and he started to land those check right hooks in that southpaw position. He started to land the left uppercuts. And if you guys were joining me earlier, I was saying he needs to throw that uppercut as Porter lunges in. And he started doing it. He started to time the jab. He started to time that straight left hand down the pipe. And the straight left hand is what dropped Porter twice in that 10th round. Do I think Porter was hurt? I think he could have continued. I think he definitely could have continued. But this is what happens sometimes when you have a father-son partnership. A father doesn't want to see his son get knocked out cold. You know what I mean? And although he looked okay, Kenny probably has that fear for his son. Like, if he gets hit flush again, he might just be knocked out cold. And he probably felt like it was the best decision to call it. It's late in the fight, and maybe he thought that Crawford was starting to time him a little bit too much. And as I mentioned earlier, if you just joined, when Porter got knocked down the first time, he was looking at his dad the whole time. And I think his dad signaled at Shawn saying, yo, if you don't do something and you get knocked down again, I'm going to call it. And that's exactly why when he got dropped that second time, he started punching the canvas because he was upset because he knew his dad was about to call it. And that's exactly what happened. When you guys get a chance, make sure that you drop by Stormy B-Man's channel. Give him a like. He may be live right now because Stormy B-Man predicted Kenny to stop the fight. That's right. Stormy predicted Kenny Porter to stop the fight. And he's probably the only one that I heard say that he was going to stop that Kenny would be the one to stop the fight. I didn't think there was going to be a knockout in this fight, and there was. I am shocked in that regard. But I did predict Crawford to win this fight. I mentioned earlier, I am now currently, I believe since I came back on YouTube in July, I am 5-1 when it comes to predicting. Anytime you want to bet on a fight or you want to hear some raw, authentic, and analysis fire when it comes to predicting fights and breaking down fights, y'all need to stop by Divine Sense Boxing because this is what I do. I told people, what I tell people, man. What did I tell people? Skills pay the bills. If y'all were in here yesterday when I was talking about this fight and I was telling people skills pay the bills, smash that fire emoji. I told people in boxing, you put your hard hat on. You come to work. You bring your toolbox. And it's about who has the bigger toolbox. It's about who has the most tools in the toolbox. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Smash that fire emoji because I was telling people skills pay the bills. Uberfly says once Bud timed him, Shawn was a dead man walking. Yeah. Soon as he started timing, I was like, yep. This is when I knew, basically, once Crawford gets comfortable, he's just so damn dangerous. And you can tell that Porter's game plan was to try and keep him uncomfortable, and he did well. On my scorecards, I gave Porter 4 rounds out of the 9. You know what I mean? And I can see how some people could have had it a draw. And I can see how some people may have had Porter up by a round. But look, man, the hand speed was apparent. The counter punching ability was apparent. And the toughness, the grit of Terence Crawford. Y'all put respect on Terence Crawford's name, man. I've been hearing a lot of disrespectful shit about Terence Crawford. Where's my boy Ricky Williams at? Somebody go over to Ricky's channel right now and tell him to drop by Divine Sense Boxing because my man Ricky was out there saying that Porter was going to win this fight. BFTB Boxing was saying Porter was going to win this fight. 78 was saying Porter was going to win this fight. Who else was saying Porter was going to win this fight? But it's your boy Divine Sense Boxing, who said Crawford's got that skill. Moment of silence. That's right. Moment of silence. You damn right, blue belt. Crawford wanted to knock him out. He wanted to knock him out. He wanted to prove a point. And I don't blame Crawford, bro. I don't blame him at all. Because there was a lot of hate out there. Oh, he's biting off more than he can chew, and he can't fight at this level. And Porter's been in there against all these great fighters. Well, look what Crawford just did to Porter. I mean, it wasn't like he destroyed him. I don't want to make it seem like that because that's not fair. But he dropped him twice to the point where Kenny thought he had to stop the fight. Even Spence couldn't do that. But finally, we are on the right path to find the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Finally. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Wow. What a fight, people. I'm still buzzing off of the knockdown. Well, it wasn't a knockout, it was a stoppage. It was a towel being, well, it wasn't thrown in. But essentially, he went to the ring apron, he called the fight. Now the question is, what's next, right? That's now the big question. If you're just joining, this is the post-fight thoughts. Click that like button, get the likes all the way up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So, poll coming into the chat. Make sure you vote in the poll. What's next for Crawford now? Let's start with that. Let's start with that question. And y'all vote in the poll. Let people know what you would like to see from Crawford. So the poll is in. Let your voice be heard. What's next for Crawford? Spence, Ugas, Ortiz, or Ennis. Those are the four options. Obviously, there are more options out there, but those are the four options that I provided in the poll. So vote in the poll. Let me know what you think. Who do you think Crawford should fight next? Let it be known. Because it's time for Undisputed, people. It's time for Undisputed. Dorian Sims, what's good? He says, I don't think he's ready for Spence. If Spence is healthy, Bud will lose. Yo, Dorian, and the thing is that I'm a Spence fan. So when it comes to 147, I'm all about Spence. But man, based off of how Crawford looked tonight, he showed toughness. He showed grit. He showed a chin. He showed counter-punching ability. And he did something that so many people thought that he couldn't do. And that was stop Porter. And I understand Kenny stopped the fight, but I don't even think people thought that he was going to knock him down 2 times the way that he did. Just vicious left hands down the pipe. Christian NWO says, I score going by clean, effective punching. Crawford was scoring effectively all night, while Porter wasn't really being effective. When Porter was expending a lot of energy early, it sealed his fate. You could be right, Christian. You could be right. He could have gassed out a bit there towards the end, which made his chin a little bit weaker and more vulnerable. But I still gave Porter 4 rounds out of the 9 leading up to the 10th. Dave, Bud has an advantage with his reach and foot speed. I need to see that fight. I need to see it too, because Spence goes to the body viciously, and all right, sorry about that. I clicked the wrong damn button. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, yeah, blackout. Yeah, man, I clicked the wrong damn button. But I'm back. Jay Smooth in the building. He says Spence body work and his jab will give Crawford problems. Crawford switching ability, speed, and timing will give Spence problems. Facts. Facts. I can't that's the fight that I've been waiting for so long. Um guys, vote in that poll. We've got 50 people watching. Take a moment. Go to your phone, go to your laptop. Open the poll. What is next for Crawford in your opinion? Spence, Ugas, Ortiz, Ennis. Let us know. Vote. Get that vote in before I finish this live. We got 40 plus people in here. We should have 40 votes. We only have 15 votes. Let's go. Let me know who Crawford should fight next. For all of the people who stayed a part of this conversation the entire live, I appreciate you guys a lot. I know Chavo TV was in here basically since the beginning. Eye to Eye was in here from the beginning as well. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the ones who motivate me to do what I do. Get those votes in. Let me know who you think Crawford should fight next, or it could just be who would you like to see him fight next. That's also applicable. Uh, Christian says Crawford should fight Charlo. That's interesting. Crawford versus Josh Taylor at a catchweight. Yeah, possibly. Lot of options, man. A lot of options, but um I do think that Crawford will stay at 147 in my personal opinion. In my personal opinion. Um SM, what's good, bro? SM in the building. I appreciate you. Another official member of the channel. Yeah. Crazy fight. Ultimately, my prediction was accurate and correct. I predicted Crawford to win this fight when a lot of people were doubting him. And, I kept telling people that skills pay the bills, man. Skills pay the bills. Kenneth Perry says, wonderful job as always, Divine. This was more fun than expected. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you a lot, Kenneth, man. Also an official member of the channel. I appreciate all of my official members, man. And I always try to give you guys, the highlighted comments and all that stuff and the exclusive videos. But yeah, I try to make it entertaining. I try to make it, professional as well, and give you guys a fair and objective and entertaining commentary. I appreciate you, man. Dave says Bud definitely had to overcome some adversity tonight. He was breathing heavy during those middle rounds. Yeah, he just kind of expends himself a bit too much. I guess he thought that he can just rough Terence Crawford up, and Terence would get tired. but Terence showed his durability, man. He really did show his durability. I see my man Kenneth dropping in those custom emojis, which you guys have access to. I got an emoji for you guys. I got an emoji for you. This is who should be next for Crawford. And I don't even have to spell his name because I got his emoji right there. That's my vote. That's my vote right there. Blue Belt says, I had Crawford by KO. If Spence is not healthy, and unfortunately for boxing, his career may be over. Let's go Ugas. Fair enough. I don't have a problem with Ugas and Crawford. I don't have a problem with that. But I would prefer Spence, personally. What I'm going to go ahead and do for everybody, which I haven't done in a while. I kind of neglected it the last several times I went live. But I'm going to go ahead and send the link for those people who would also like to be an official member of the channel, so you can have access to those, custom emojis and have access to the exclusive videos and things like that. Because I do from time to time make videos only for members. If you guys are just jumping in, make sure you hit that like button. Don't just come in, peek through the blinds, and leave. All right? Come in, jab that like button, and if you want to cruise on, you can do that. But every like matters, and I appreciate you guys, man. This is a great fight. What a great fight. Really, I mean, if you place money on this fight, nothing to be ashamed of, man. You got every a bit of your money. Doesn't really matter who you were going for. It was competitive. Rounds were very close. It was a situation of styles, you know. But in my opinion, Crawford was a little bit sharper, a little bit faster, counterpunched brilliantly, especially towards those middle rounds, those middle to late rounds. He started to find his timing and his rhythm, and that's what it came down to. And I think the southpaw stance kind of gave Porter some problems there. We started getting that left hand in there, and that's ultimately what dropped Porter twice, was getting in that a straight left hand down the pipe and flush. I mean, just flush shots. Nothing that really just knocked him out cold or anything like that, but it was enough for Kenny to be worried. And I think he's worried about, seeing his son get knocked out flat, which could have happened if it would have continued. It's possible. Yeah, for some reason, I'm not able to find the direct link to become an official member of the channel for some reason. But if you just look at the bottom of the video here, there'll be a little thing that says join, and you click on join, and that'll get you guys all set up. Jay says, bro, are people forgetting Ugas has 2 fights to go through before you can even try to get those fights? Spence versus Crawford is the only option. Ugas is occupied. That is true. That is true. That's a fair point. I appreciate Jay pointing that out. But, it's people's preference too, though, on what they would like to see. Make sure you guys vote in that poll. We're starting to get the votes in. But it's still overwhelmingly favorite for Spence. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Great fight. I believe 78 is probably live right now. He usually goes live after the fight. But yeah, I mean, I don't plan on being on here too long. I see 78 live. BFTB is live. Champ Side, they're all live, man. All these channels are live right now, giving their thoughts. But look, man, I'm gonna have to swoop by these channels and make sure these guys eat crow. All right. A lot of people were out there saying, Bud, he's never been at this level and this and that and whatever. And Porter's going to pull the upset. So, and all these gentlemen right here all had, most of them, from what I know, was picking Porter in this fight. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I'm going to have to go give 78 some shit. I'm going to have to go give him a little bit of shit, man. But look, great fight. I went live the entire fight, a little bit of the undercard as well earlier. And for all those people that came in and hit that like button, I appreciate you. For all the people that dropped the super chats, I appreciate you. The super chats is really what motivates me to continue to do what I do here. And for all the people that came in here for the first time and subscribed, thank you for being a part of the conversation. Specific Volume says, salute. So Shawn's father robbed him for a possible turnaround because his instincts. Yeah, you know, it's a tough stoppage. I think that Porter could have kept going. I do think that. I don't think he was hurt to the point where he's like wobbling around and I mean, the dude got dropped and started punching the canvas. So obviously he's still there mentally. But what I was pointing out to people was from the first knockdown, he was looking at his dad the whole time. And I think it's very possible that Kenny kind of signaled to Shawn that, look, man, if you go down again, I'm stopping it. And he did. And that's why I feel that he started punching the canvas because he thought that his dad was going to stop it. And that's what happened. That's what I think happened. Dave says, Dan, really? Laugh out loud. I knew Porter would be a live dog, but winning? Nah. Bro, 78 had him. BFTB had him. Ricky Williams had him. They all had Porter winning. They all had Porter winning. They thought he was going to pull the upset. So, I'm just saying, I'm the minority here. Me and Stormy B, man, we had Crawford winning this fight. But when I went on 78's live about 4 or 5 days ago, he opened up a panel, and he had like 7, 8 dudes in there, and it was me and this other guy from the UK. I believe he was from the UK. All had, only us two had Crawford. Everybody else on the panel, and BFTB was on the panel too, they all had Porter. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to make sure these guys eat some crow. Just like people like to come over here, like when Plant lost, which is kind of funny because I predicted Canelo to win. But because I was giving Plant respect, people are coming over here giving me a bunch of shit. But even a better excuse, or a better explanation, I should say, rather, would be, of course, when Wilder lost. So when Wilder lost, right, Fury fans going crazy, Wilder haters going crazy, Wilder's a bum, this, that, and whatever. And I had to face the music. I didn't make excuses. I said, man, you know, Wilder came in too heavy. Wilder gassed out. Wilder showed a lot of heart, but you know, it is what it is, man. Fury won the fight. Shout out to Fury. So you got to do that, right? So I want to hear these guys come out and say, well, shit. And I don't want to hear none of this, oh, the stoppage was bullshit. Nah. Don't do that. Don't do that. The dude was dropped flush twice with straight left hands. And even though you thought Porter could have made a turnaround or whatever have you, At the end of the day, it's a risk. When you got a father as your trainer, it is what it is, man. I don't want to hear none of this. Oh, yeah, but Divine, bro, like that. Nah, it was a close fight. It was. But the dude got dropped flush twice. And his dad ain't trying to see that. So give Crawford his flowers. Give him his respect. And I'm tired of hearing this shit. He's not elite at 147. I'm done hearing it. So for the most part, leading up to this fight, I was calm, cool, and collected. Everyone's talking shit about Crawford. I'm like, cool, I get it. I get it, man. Porter's tough. He's established. He's distinguished at the weight class. And I bit my tongue for the most part. But I ain't doing it no more. I'm going to walk around here like John Wick. That's right. Divine Sense Boxing is John Wick. I'm going to start cruising around YouTube now, knocking on doors saying, y'all going to respect Crawford now or what? What's good? Because y'all been talking a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Real talk. It is what it is. This is boxing. Nothing personal. Nothing personal at all. So hopefully you guys got your votes in. Spence overwhelmingly the favorite for the next opponent they would like to see fight Crawford. Makes sense. I feel the same. Makes sense. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. I've been going almost 3 hours now. I will probably be live again tomorrow to kind of just summarize the fight and continue to give my post-fight thoughts. But just real quickly for those people who did join a little bit later, like specific volume, I had Crawford up 5-4 leading up to the stoppage. Close fight. Great fight. Enjoyed it. It was a fantastic style matchup, and this is why I'm a boxing fan. Fights like this. I'm glad we finally got it, and hopefully we get Crawford and Spence next. Looking forward to that. And specific volume, yes, Wilder will be a champion again. You can bank on it. Guaranteed. Appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to drop by some of these channels, man. You may see me in the chats because I'm going to demand that crow must be sauteed, crispy, fresh out of the oven, eaten by these dudes out here who are out there talking shit. Then I'm going to come out here probably tomorrow and summarize my thoughts once again about these fights, because by then a lot of channels will be live already. There'll be a lot of other videos dropped giving their thoughts about this fight, which therefore I'm going to have more things to talk about, and I'm looking forward to it. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and drop by some of these other channels and start knocking on the door. Divine Sense Boxing, aka John Wick, in this bitch. Let's get it popping. Deanna Branch, good for you to stop by. Hey, what's wrong with Kenny? Hey, Kenny ain't trying to see his son get dropped like that, I guess. Crazy times. Y'all stay up, man. Before you guys leave, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Stay a part of the conversation. Peace.